listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's The Catalina After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's The Catalina After Show.
The Catalina.
Woo! And we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
We're back. It's Tuesday, which has officially become my favorite day of the week.
Mine as well.
Being as for doing, and today we're doing another episode of AFTERBUZZ TV, The Catalina, Season 1, Episode 4, Sex in South Beach. Woo! Woo. I'm your host, Jessica King. Tweet at us, tweet at me, at I am Jessica King. I am joined by the most amazing two people ever.
Hi, everyone. Jason J. Carter here. You can find me on Twitter at JJCForever. Follow me, tweet me. I'm always online, even when I'm sleeping.
Hey, y'all. I'm Carmela Mondello. Tweet me at CarmelaMondello.
Awesome. Well, I'm super excited. Like I said, Tuesday is definitely the day I look forward to now. We get to watch The Catalina. I get to hang out with you guys. Like, I can't ask for anything more. And we have a really fun show lined up today. So we have Karina calling in later. Last week we spoke with David. This week we're talking to Karina. I mean, the whole cast, we're gonna try to get all of them on before the end of the season.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Well, I mean, let's jump right into it. Sex in South Beach. First off, we see David, who kind of hinted to this a little bit last week.
Yeah.
Oh, him and Karina?
Yeah. And you know, he kind of tried to throw us off because then he started saying that with everyone. Like, he mentioned, well, maybe I'm trying to get at Stephanie, or maybe I'm, you know.
Maybe
right.
he's just
But he has a little thing, he calls it Mission Karina. So he basically decides that he has a slight obsession for her, which I think she's really pretty.
She's pretty. She's the prettier of the two on the front desk.
Whatever, they're both cute. Don't hate.
I'm not. There's no hateration, holleration going on over here. Seriously, if you had to pick between the two girls, I would say that Karina is
Karina's the dark beauty.
She's more of the Brazilian. Is the what? The pasty girl from Wisconsin.
No,
hasn't seen the sun in
Venezuelan.
ages.
Venezuela.
Same place, Wisconsin, Venezuelan.
She's a natural beauty. They both are natural.
With a gnarly mole. Did you see that mole a couple episodes ago? I was like, whoa!
Oh, the stomach mole.
Holy Mount Everest.
Mount Everest. OMG. Okay, anyway, so David is in love with Karina, and he comes up with this plan. He calls it Mission Karina, and he basically wants to soup up Stephanie a little bit and try to get her to convince her to let him work at the front desk. So
after he shows up with 3 tequila shots for the girls.
Right. Well, here's my thing. I mean, if you work at a hotel, why would... Oh, there might be a reason why they keep David as the pool boy, maybe because he's not fit for actual, like, public, you know, interaction besides being at the pool.
He's got his master's degree.
Well, I know, but okay. Well,
yes,
obviously there's a reason, because if I was working at a hotel, I'd want my most amazing, sickening, fierce, ferocious, beautiful, hands down, the most epic things ever working at the front desk, right? So, I mean, that's all the people that work at the Catalina. So why would he need to have a mission to work at the front desk? You know, like,
because everyone just thinks that he's just here for the party. So that's kind of his way of persuading Stephanie to let him work up front, is because he kind of pretends like he wants to be able to wear many hats, and he wants, you know, to move up in the hotel industry.
Gotcha. Okay, I was like perplexed for a minute there.
I love that word.
Word.
Which is funny to me, you know, that Stephanie didn't kind of question his motives at first, because, I mean, David is kind of hard to take seriously at times because he does have that reputation of being the party guy and the crazy one. And she was just like, I'm so proud of you. She was never once just like, oh, why the change of heart? Or where did this come from? Or anything.
Well, he did play up to her. I'm sure that they're off the show, off the scenes. He probably had a conversation with her, very heart to heart, saying, "Look, Stephanie, I mean, I'm really interested in taking my career further. I feel like I need a sense of purpose in a world full of chaos, and I think that by working at the front desk, it'll give me this sense of direction that I've been lacking in all my 23 through 26 years."
You should have coached him on that. I mean, that would have been the perfect spiel.
Because that's a snow job he gave Stephanie. I was just, just putting it out there for you guys.
Yeah, I guess my question is, why does David need to switch jobs to flirt with Karina?
Because he has a master's degree in flirting.
Yeah, it's on his resume, guys.
Right.
That's true.
Hey.
How could we forget?
Maybe because she's from a different country, so he felt that
Hang on, how do you guys feel that how do you think Karina feels with him at the front desk with her? Because she says, and I quote, 2 is enough at the front desk.
But she secretly loves it.
You think?
She's totally flirting with him. Totes flirting with him. And I think we saw a little bit of jealous Vicky with the 3 of them up there.
Naturally.
Well, I mean, she was the third wheel.
Yeah.
So
right,
anybody would be like,
well, it's like territory. They're like, it's just like if you're working at the front desk and she probably has a crush on Karina. I mean, who knows what's Quinn and Vicky said?
They're amigas.
They're amigas, really? I love you. We're amigas. Hashtag amigas.
They're like sisters.
Yeah, seriously.
Wow, sisters. Wait, what's next?
From amigas to sisters.
You're my sister. No, she's my amiga.
They're hermanas.
But yeah, I definitely think that there was a little bit of annoyance. I mean, I wouldn't say jealousy, but she probably doesn't like David.
Well, they're like trying to kiss, like they're at work.
Yeah, it's weird.
So she was just like
go to room 127, guys.
That's the room.
Or whatever, 112.
Side note, did you guys see like the guy behind them at the front desk that was actually working?
Yeah.
That was kind of interesting.
The real worker?
Yeah, the real
And he
employee.
looked really involved in the job.
He was really busy.
I mean, that bellhop was
he's
going.
doing all 3 of their jobs.
They're taking shots in the corner, and then they say, "Thanks for the water." Yeah, green water.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm surprised that scene didn't make it on the cutting room floor because people actually working at the Catalina, who would have thunk it?
I know. And they're giving David like the most basic training, like this is how you answer the phone. And the guy behind them's like,
I know.
You type in C if their last name starts with a C.
But David also, again, David's educated. He was like, well, their name could also start with a K or a Q.
Yes, that was his master's moment of the episode.
I mean, that master's in economics really came in handy.
Yes. So I want to ask you guys, Karina, which I want to ask her about this when she calls in a little bit, but, she kind of, in her interviews, is pulling a little bit of a Nancy, like pretending like she's not into it and acting like nonchalant. But then when she's with him,
so different.
It's a totally different story. Like we saw them in the bar flirting and she asked him if he was buff and ripped open his shirt. Then she asked him if he has a small penis.
And he said, no, it's not small.
And then she said, do you promise? Like,
yes.
Yeah.
I would say yes. I would be like, it's so small.
Love it.
And own it. It's so small. It's a baby penis, and I adore my baby penis.
Yeah, and you will too.
Hashtag owning my baby penis.
You and your hashtags.
I'm sorry.
This is the hashtag social media episode.
You can make anything a hashtag,
hashtag.
But have you guys ever done that before? Where, you act like I ain't into you, and then all of a sudden when like when you see, let's say you see an ex, right? And you're like, every time I see this person, I'm gonna act like I don't like you, and like you don't, I'm not into you. And then you run into them in public, and you're like, oh, hey, how you doing?
But that's hard to compare. Ex and like new guy is totally different.
But it's the same idea, though. Acting like
it's all a game.
Right.
Yeah.
We all play the game.
You want to play hard to get.
Yeah.
And I get that. I've played the game a time or two. But
I've pitched. I've been the catcher. Sure. I've been the first baseman.
Yeah. I prefer basketball.
On the point guard.
MVP. Hell, I went to the Olympics for that game. But I think that Karina was being a typical girl, and she was just like, okay, you know what, David, I'm not really feeling you. But yeah, when they went on the date and when they went out, she was definitely like,
I think
she shot him down when he tried to kiss her, though, right?
That's true. Maybe his breath was stank.
Well, I mean, looking at the shade of the teeth this week on the Catalina, I was like, David, David, where are those white strips when you need them? David. I'm sorry.
Did you just snort?
David David's a cutie.
No,
all
David's
right.
great. Actually, David's very good looking. I'm joking. His teeth were a nice bone color.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, David's cute and he's fun, and I'm a bigger fan after last week.
For sure.
So I'm definitely like, that's what I'm saying. I think Karina should just go for it. Like, don't play games. Just dive right in. You know?
Sure.
What do you have to lose?
Right. Well, I mean, never mind. I'm going to ask that question because I'm going to get so many
Ask
different.
it.
Well,
Do
I mean,
it.
why even play the game? If you want something, just go out and get it. Look, I think it's more attractive for a woman to be like,
This is what I want.
This? Can you handle this? And if no, thank you. Keep it moving. Because then I'm like, damn, you know what you want? Because I think it takes so much more time and effort and energy and mental capacity to try to figure out what someone else is thinking. I'd rather you be like, you know what, Carter? Dude, you're hot. I want to get down with you. Are you up with that? Are you game? What's up?
The flirting is fun sometimes.
But you can, but you can say that while you're flirting. That just leads to more flirting.
Well, I get it that they need to, set it up with the flirting first to kind of introduce us into it, since it's the first episode that we've kind of seen them interact and whatnot.
Right.
But I'm hoping that it'll get a little spicier throughout the next coming episodes. So all in all, we're team Karina and David.
Yeah, I think they'd be a cute couple.
For now.
Well, before we go on to the next subject, I just want to remind our listeners that they should help us out and go to AFTERBUZZTV.com if you have to buy anything on Amazon, anything at all. If you go through our website, it really helps us out, and we really appreciate it. And we already love you forever, but we'll love you till infinity. So,
Till infinity. You should go buy Maria Menounos' book, everybody.
exactly. You know what? We actually have a special guest on the phone. Speaking of Team Karina. Hello there, Karina.
Hi guys.
Hey!
How are you?
I'm good. How's everybody?
We're
Great.
great. Thank you so much
Fabulous.
for calling in. We're so excited.
Hey, Karina.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, Karina, I just have to say
Jason
I love...
wants to just jump right
No,
into
well,
it.
I just have to say I love your rose-colored gold Michael Kors watch. You wear it so well. It's beautiful, just like you,
Thank
Karina.
you.
Yeah.
He did comment on that through the during
like-
the episode. He was like, "You have such a cute small wrist, and it looks really good."
Good on your wrist. I was like, that watch looks
I
great
know,
on your
it's awkward. I like big watches.
So we were actually just talking about you and David. Give us a little bit of scoop. We're pro Karina and David.
Yes.
We're all about it.
Awesome. That's so cool.
How is it going with you two right now?
Well, right now we have a great friendship. We're
Friends with
both
benefits?
nerds, so we still talk to each other and we see each other sometimes. He's a fun guy, like I said in the episode.
Well, you
Hang
know,
on,
Nothing
why
serious yet.
yet. You know what? He
Yet.
said yet also last week.
why
Something with this yet word.
If you guys are just friends, so are you guys still like going on dates together? Are you still trying to pursue romantic or another level of romanticism?
Well, it's funny, because I've seen a lot of stuff on the show that I didn't know before, so it kind of has me a little, not mad, but kind of like disappointed.
Like
He
what?
does one
Like-
thing to me, and then he does something else on TV. So
Ooh, that's not good.
I'm kind of seeing what's going on. He
Wow.
he owes me a date actually, so I'm still waiting.
So tell us some of the things that have caught you by surprise.
and make him take you to a nice steak dinner.
Well, he's very nice to me. I mean, like every time we go out, he's always looking out for me. He's very sweet, and I love that in a guy. But at the same time, he's a big flirt, so I don't want to get involved too much, because I don't want to get hurt at the end,
Oh,
So
you got to look out for
Yeah.
yourself. I totally feel you.
yeah.
Protect your heart,
Yeah,
girl.
but-
Protect your heart.
You shot him down in this episode. You didn't let him kiss you.
Oh my God, I know.
Is that different?
I was
as
good
of
dodging
today?
that kiss, huh?
You what?
I was good dodging the
Yeah,
kiss.
yeah,
you're
girl.
very good.
Yeah, but I do have a
Oh
question
my God, it was
because
quick.
he told you that when you asked him if he had a small penis and you asked him if he promises, he told you that you would find out soon. Has the soon
Yeah,
come
did you
yet?
find out?
I haven't seen his penis.
What were you really wondering the size though? Was that something you thought about at the front desk on a you're like, oh they had like that bloop bloop bloop, those thought bubbles? Was this David have a small penis?
Well, which girl doesn't actually wonder about that?
Yeah.
Come
Every
on.
girl wonders.
So, Were you attracted to David immediately? Was it like love at first sight when you guys first met? I know he's like the newbie at the hotel. Were you always kind of just like, ooh, he's cute? Or is this kind of just something that as you get to know him, you start to like him a little more? Give us a little bit of insight on this relationship.
When I saw David the first time that I met him, he was like starting, his bartending job. And I was like, oh, this dude, like, he was just all over the place. And then, he started talking to me, and he's just a fun, charismatic person. And I love that. You can just be in a room with him and for sure you'll have a good time. So that kind of attracted me a lot because, I like to have a good time. I like somebody that makes me laugh, and he was definitely it. So, between Kris and David, I would definitely pick David.
Team David. Wow, Karina, you're so charismatic yourself. I know on the show you're at the front desk, and I approve of you being at the front desk because I firmly believe that pretty people should be in the front and be the first thing you see when you walk into a hotel. So you're definitely breathtaking. So what else do you do besides type stuff into a computer and smile at people?
Oh
and
my
take
God,
shots.
Well, if people only knew everything that we go through at the front desk, we have the crazy phone calls I'm sure you've seen. We have complaints. We have stuff that we have to take care of. If a room is dirty, we have to send somebody over maintenance. It's just constant work. You are constantly dealing with people, and it's hard. It's not easy. It's not just about smiles and saying, hi, welcome to the Catalina. There's a lot more to it.
Gotcha.
So did you work there before they started filming?
Yeah, I actually did. We all worked there. We got casted. We all worked like in different parts of South Beach Group because South Beach Group is like, they have probably like 11 hotels, I think. So I worked in one of the sister hotels, and they told me that they wanted me to actually, participate in the show, and I was delighted, honored to actually be part of it.
It's cool. That's super
awesome.
Cool. Wow.
So have things changed at all for you since you've started filming, or?
It's funny because I've gotten a lot of paparazzi attention. If I don't really get that much camera time compared to everybody else, but I've gotten a lot of paparazzi attention and media attention. I'm constantly doing interviews and pictures and photo shoots. It's really cool, but I haven't actually been recognized walking down the street or anything like that.
Yeah.
Would you pursue a career in the entertainment industry now that you've had a taste of it? You're kind of a celebrity now. Obviously, if the paparazzi is chasing you and you have all this opportunity, is this something that you want to continue doing after the Catalina is done airing this summer?
This is an opportunity that came up, and I took it. I was actually in nursing school before. I did my my associates in pre-medical, and then I decided to change my career to nursing, and then I had this opportunity, so I had to put my studies on hold. But I actually love it. Like, you're having fun every night. You meet cool people, and you get all this cool experience. And I would definitely try it out again if I had to. If we get a second season, or if it's another show, I would definitely try it out. I don't consider myself like a celebrity. I think I still don't get it. It's just so surreal.
So last week when we were talking with David, he was saying he wasn't too happy how they were portraying him because he is a smart guy, he has a master's degree, and they were just showing him partying and whatnot. So are you happy with how you've been portrayed so far? Like, is it a good example of who you are?
I think all of us have, on the show, everybody has been edited in some way. I think that the way that people are seeing me is like the shy one, kind of. But I'm not really shy. That's the funny thing. I was so outgoing filming the show, and I was funny, and I was this and that, and then all of a sudden I'm just the quiet one on the front desk, and I'm just like there, which sucks because I would love to be the one that I wanted to be. Yeah, which was more fun.
Yeah. Well, we think you're fun.
Yeah, we like you. You're cool.
Fun.
You're cool people. You're so well spoken. And I say that only because I've had the opportunity to talk to a lot of celebrities that are young and not as experienced or older, and they just really have nothing to say. It's like crickets,
Really?
crickets. Yeah, oh, totally. Or they say the dumbest stuff ever. It's just like, really, can we end this interview? But you, on the other hand, Miss Karina, you are, I would say she's our MVP of the show this week. Would you guys?
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah, she's our
of
MVP.
course.
Totally.
So, Karina, you
you.
mentioned that you were working for one of the sister hotels, and David had also told us that a couple of the castmates had come from all of the sister hotels as well. So, were you guys kind of getting to know each other as you were filming? Like, all of these relationships that we're seeing are pretty much new?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like, for example, I've talked to some of them over the phone, but briefly, because if I need something from another hotel, you know, we would talk to each other, but not really like a relationship, like a friendship or anything like that. So we actually all bonded a lot during the filming of the show.
Are you and
Which is
Vicky
awesome
like?
because we made, what's that?
Oh, go ahead.
No, that we all made new friends, you know?
Yeah. So Vicky's like your partner in crime now.
Sheer ace.
I know.
Did you guys know each other prior, or had you guys just met, clicked, got along great?
Oh, no, we've known each other for years.
Oh, okay.
Like, I've met her. Yeah, she was my first friend when I moved here to Miami.
Aw.
Yeah, so it was cool to actually work with her too. I mean,
Yeah, that's fun.
it was nice because we share everything. I mean, we just, you know, we can talk about work and talk about our personal life too. So it's cool.
Yeah.
So we were talking a little bit earlier about playing hard to get, and you know, your flirtatiousness with David. Tell us a little bit about, you know, your strategy. Like when you see a guy you like, do you kind of just go for it, or do you like to kind of play coy, feel it out a little bit?
Well, I'm actually very picky, believe it or not. But when I like a guy, I'm definitely gonna flirt. I flirt all the time. It's just I don't mean to. I don't mean to, but I guess that's how people see it. But when I really like a guy, you'll definitely know.
So you secretly were enjoying having David at the front desk, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it was fun.
Was
And Vicky's face was priceless.
Yeah.
Right, yes.
Rolling her eyes.
She seemed a little annoyed.
And she keeps on saying in Spanish, Karina, no, like, you know, stop doing that or whatever. And she would pull me aside, which is not actually on the camera. She's like, can you please stop? Like, really? Because I need to have a partner now.
A little third wheel
She felt a
action.
little left out.
Yeah, we
But
could tell.
it's
She
fun.
was a little jealous.
She supports me.
That is
Yeah.
so funny. So
Hashtag team player.
team player, that's like the
Yeah.
the
The
word
motto for
of
your
the
episode, or the
of the
season.
series. So what has been, you know, obviously this is a completely not just a new experience for you, but for someone that hasn't even been in the entertainment industry before this, it's like a whole new everything. What has been your favorite part about filming the show?
Well, we do get to party a lot.
Every
night. Which is awesome. I don't know. I think everything in all, like in general, I think I had an awesome time with everything, like filming and meeting new people and going out and doing the photo shoots and the paparazzi and the interviews. It's all like awesome. I just love everything about it.
Karina, will we ever see you hammered drunk this season on the Catalina? Like, I think there's like an initiation of the characters that get drunk every episode. Will we ever see you that like face down in the pool or outside?
Well, you know that I actually got a little tipsy in many episodes, but I don't know if they actually show it. So every time that they show a nightclub scene, I'm like, oh my God, I hope I don't look retarded now.
Funny.
Karina, we saw this on Twitter last week. Vicky mentioned it, and David seemed a little startled. Tell us a little bit about this drunk video of David that everyone except for us has seen.
Oh my God. Okay, so it's I actually filmed that video. I have it on my phone.
Send it on over.
Yeah. We want to see it.
Our email
No,
address is.
He got really drunk. You'll see it next episode. Did you see the preview of next episode?
Yeah.
It keeps getting
With
crazier
the
and
wrestler.
crazier.
Yeah, when he gets smacked.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
By the wrestler.
yeah.
Yeah, well, that day he was drinking so much. I don't know what he was thinking, but whenever we finished, he was like all over the place. I'm not even kidding. We had, we usually have like a caterer that takes our food so we can have lunch or whatever. And we were all sitting there, and he just he wouldn't even eat the lasagna. We're like, just eat bread, because we really needed to film the next scene. And we're like, you need to finish eating the bread so we can actually film the next scene. Come on. You know, get your stuff together. So
has there ever been an
it was
instance?
funny.
That's hilarious.
I'm sorry.
He said he was a pilgrim. He didn't want to sit down because he said he was
a pilgrim.
Pilgrim.
Of course.
Yeah.
That should be
He's
his
like,
Twitter
pilgrims
name.
didn't sit down. I want to stand up and eat my food. I'm like, okay.
Pilgrims
He
didn't
is
sit
smart.
down.
Has there ever been an instance where someone on the show was just so drunk that the producers and people were just like, okay, we can't film, or we can't shoot, or we need to, you know, stop until they sobered up?
No, I mean, he was really tipsy, but not to the point that we had to like wait hours for him to sober up. Like, it was just a good buzz.
A good buzz.
That
It was
is
just a good buzz.
funny.
Do you ever get sick of partying?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually not the party. I actually had to force myself to go out
Oh, tough
during
life.
The show.
Yeah.
'Cause
In
I was
Miami.
used
Damn
to,
it.
Sounds
staying at
horrible.
home.
That sounds exhausting. Well, tell us lastly just something that we could look forward to that no one knows yet.
Oh, wow. I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything.
Oh, give us just a little AfterBuzz exclusive.
I don't know if they're going to keep showing David and I, but we definitely get, you know.
You see the penis?
hot
You guys
heavy.
do it? Karina, you guys do it?
Do you guys
We
go to
see-
room
I
112?
don't see his penis, but, you know, we still, you know, stay together and
Second base.
party
Second
together.
base.
Yeah, you guys take advantage of room 112.
You end up in the room.
That's awesome. Well, Karina, we really, really appreciate you calling in, and we
Are
had
we
a
gonna
blast.
do the
so much.
the what's it called, the Fast Five or the question
The what?
game?
The question game. Do you want to do a little rapid
Okay.
fire?
Rapid fire.
Wait, I gotta write my questions. Dang it. Thanks, Carmela.
Surprise!
Are you ready for rapid fire?
I'm ready.
Start this one off, Carmela.
Alrighty, Karina, what is your favorite shot?
My favorite is tequila.
Tequila. Woo!
Who is your, other than Vicky, who is your favorite castmate?
David.
Ooh,
Uh-huh.
in more ways than one.
Karina,
I didn't
thong,
even think of that one.
thong underwear or boy shorts?
What's that?
Nothing.
He was trying to ask you
what
what panties
what
you
kind of
wore.
underwear do you prefer? Thong underwear or boy shorts?
Thong.
Good for you. As she presses the button.
What is
Tiny
your
ones too.
Whoa,
dongs.
tiny one.
You
Tea
got
bags.
your Brazilian Miami on. What is your favorite reality show other than the one you're on?
I actually like Bethany a lot.
Oh,
Bethany,
yeah,
Bethany
I
After
love
After.
Bethany.
Good show. Yeah, watch
I
out. Good
love
job.
her.
Light on or off?
Off.
There you go.
Or dim. Not off, dim.
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 Gotcha.
Sexy lighting.
Dim lights, yeah.
I don't have another question for her. I'm trying to think of it. I don't have, Karina, I'm sorry. I have another question for you.
Is this question number 6?
I think, well, is it 10 questions?
No, it was 5.
Oh.
What question?
But we're going to cut to commercial. But thank you again so much for calling in. And
Okay.
we will be watching you every Tuesday.
You are awesome.
Thank you so much, Karina.
And we're going to go to a commercial, and we will be right back.
Woolly Bear. I'm a truck driving man, but I'm not that old school kind of truck driving man. No, I like to listen to podcasts while I'm driving through these great United States of ours. And my favorite podcasts in the world are from AfterBuzz TV. And why? Because AfterBuzz TV is like a post-game wrap-up show for all your favorite TV shows, like Jersey Shore, Dancing with the Stars, Mad Men, and a whole truckload more. I like listening to my Gossip Girl podcast, catching up with all my fellow fans and getting all the latest news and gossip. No, I got some strong opinions. And AfterBuzz TV lets me share those opinions with thousands of other listeners. Woo-wee, what a feeling. I used to doze off on those lonely stretches of road. And don't worry, I got the cruise control. But now I'm wide awake and listening to all the AfterBuzz TV goodness. Check them out, give them a holler, and tell them the old Woolly Bear sent you.
Hello, we're back. Just want to remind you guys, all you listeners and viewers out there, please go to our iTunes page and give us some ratings. Tell us what you think of the show. Check us out. Whatever your preference, whether you like to listen on a podcast or you like to look at our faces and see how beautiful we are. I was actually on iTunes a couple days ago. I think it was yesterday or the day before. And I was looking at our page and we have some cool comments on there. So it was really cool just to get an idea of what people are thinking. So far, so good. They seem to really like us. The show actually has a lot of viewers and a lot of people are liking it. And we have a lot of ratings. Like we have more ratings than comments. So I'm taking the ratings as a good thing also.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So thank you guys for those of you who already have left us some feedback, but we love to hear what you have to say. We want to be as accommodating as possible. If you like what we're doing, if you don't like what we're doing, let us know because we can only improve once we hear from you.
And thank you again to Karina for calling in.
Yes, Karina,
super
cute. And we had a great time talking to you.
It's always refreshing to talk to reality stars that have a brain. So thank you, Karina.
Well, you know, now we know that both Karina and David have brains.
Yes, we'll see about Vicky next week.
Our odds are doing well.
Keep it going. Third time's a charm. Maybe she'll be a genius.
She's like a child prodigy.
I know, right? Idiot savant.
So, what were you gonna say?
No, your lip gloss is popping, Jessica. What you know about me? What you know?
So let's break down the rest of the show. So we saw they had a book signing tonight. Dr. Sanjay.
Sanjia.
My bad. How
Sanjia.
could I ever pronounce that wrong? She wrote a book called Sex in South Beach. And she's having a book signing at the Catalina. It's a win-win. Apparently, she gets to expose her book a little more, and they get a little more exposure and publicity. So this whole episode kind of circles around this book signing, and then the cast also, or the staff, I'm sorry, also does a photo shoot.
Can we just touch on the book signing for a reason?
Yeah.
I was just a little thrown back by people who think they can write. Okay, so Dr. Sanjaya Fonquisha Latrell, she wrote this book called, like she said, Sex in South Beach. What makes her an expert on sex? I mean, if that's like
she has it
we can all
lot.
write a book then, because
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone that's had sex thinks they're an expert. But,
Well, she said, quote, "I'm obsessed with sex."
I mean, and then it just blows my mind that people think that they can write books about that sort of thing. Like everyone's different, you know.
I mean, clearly she's writing something right if she has a book on it. You
but like
know?
I said,
and it's
Carmela,
selling.
you could write a book on sex and it would probably sell.
We could promote it on AfterBuzz.
Totally. Go to
Buy my book on
Amazon.com.
Amazon, y'all.
Click on the link.
AfterBuzzTV.com.
But it's just like Betty Bangs and her like I think there's a sickness in Miami of people who think that they can have their own, that they're just experts on everything.
That's just in Miami.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But,
it's here too, dude.
It's just I just don't get that. And then and it's so appalling to me how this woman is telling people how to have sex.
Yeah.
What if she's like a horrible A?
Well, you know what? I know that we've touched on this before, but I kind of wish that they would go more in depth. And I think that if they had maybe focused on the book a little more, maybe if she had a little like 2-minute interview just explaining her background and what inspired her to write this, it would make a little more sense to us. But because it was just like, we're having a book signing today, Sex in the City or Sex in South Beach, and the doctor's obsessed with sex. Like, I've never heard a doctor say I'm obsessed with sex, but
what kind of doctor was she? Did they say?
That's what I'm
what kind
saying.
of,
If they would have just like touched on that a little bit more,
it would give more validity to her purpose on the show.
Like if she's a gyno, maybe that would make a lot more sense to us,
Right.
you know, or I don't know, anything.
Yeah,
a relationship.
it was just awkward. It was just really weird.
But this book gets everyone kind of talking about sex, especially Eyal
and Morgan.
And Eyal is very obsessed with the book and very into it, and he gets it in his head that Morgan needs to get laid more often, and then she'd be a happier person because she is very bitter.
By the way.
Yeah. So I love some of Eyal's quotes. First off, he asks Morgan if she's allergic to semen. And then he says, sex cures the world. So I'm sure all the sick people out there, if you just have sex according to Eyal, you will
your
be
terminal
better.
cancer will be gone in the morning.
Yes. And then they start doing yoga because yoga helps you have better sex.
Better PC muscles.
Yes.
Maybe you can flex your P. I guess that again. Sanjaya. Says,
She's a doctor, though, right?
right. We could,
Yeah.
but we weren't sure what kind of doctor what she was, though. It didn't really touch on the kind of doctor she was. But I purposely, I thought Ayal. I think Ayal has a thing for Morgan. I mean, they're friends and stuff. I think Ayal may be wanting to
Explore.
venture back to the other side. He might, because he was in a
Tell
very
us a little bit why you think that.
well, he was in a very compromising position with Morgan in one of the episodes. He was actually, I think they were
At
doing
yoga?
Yeah, doing downward dog. Is that a yoga? Is that a yoga?
Yeah.
A yoga stance? And it seemed very natural for him.
Yeah.
You know, I think he was a little aroused.
At yoga in the park.
I mean, hey, God is everywhere. Nature is everywhere.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Ayal.
Are you liking Ayal a little bit more now, or are you still kind of annoyed with him?
No. Here's the thing about Ayal that I wasn't really feeling. It's just because he was the stereotypical gay male, and I'm anti that because that's not all. That's not how, like I said a couple weeks ago, how all gay men are. You know, oh, it's about fashion and my hair and everything is just so pretentious and stupid. No, but now the more we see him and the more he opens up about, you know, his personality and what he wants to do, the more endearing he is. So yeah, Ayal's definitely going up on the like meter.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, the thing I liked about Ayal this week is that he got Morgan talking, because we always see this really bitter side of Morgan. And not to say that she's not still bitter, but I mean, kind of asking her more personal questions. It's funny because she's so defensive about them at first, you know, but we started to finally see her break a wall down. She actually admitted that she does put up these walls, but she said that she does have a lot of sex and she just doesn't talk about it. And I get that. I mean, I'm not the most personal person, I guess. And especially now that we talked to Karina and David and found out that like all of these people are kind of building these relationships as they're filming. So I guess you're not really going to spill your heart out to essentially a stranger, right?
Or not like on TV.
Yeah, exactly. So we see this really emotional side of Morgan today, which was amazing. First off, we saw her open up a little during the book signing. She was hanging out with the girls. She was laughing. I was like, what? She laughs? Oh my gosh.
She laughs, she cries.
I know.
It was like a turning point. She should have got an Emmy for tonight's performance because she just gave us everything. She gave us Meryl Streep in a reality show. It was epic.
And you know what? There was this couple that I'm not quite sure why they were so featured in this episode. I guess it makes sense with the Morgan storyline right now, but there was this older couple, very into each other. It was very cute, you know, when you see an older couple that's still so much in love, especially with a crazy divorce rate these days. And at the end of the episode when they were leaving, like they really had a connection with Morgan and they wished for her to find someone someday that she loves and so that she could someday feel what they feel. And Morgan said that hit a soft spot.
I think that would hit a soft spot with anyone because I know myself, and I talk about myself again. Sorry, fans, but
you're so self-absorbed. I'm just kidding.
But I mean, if you're guarded, and not so much guarded, but some people just things happen in your life to where you're not really open about your emotions, and it's really hard for people to reach that certain spot. And when you see someone older, I think Morgan probably wants love. She probably wants to be a guy she wants to be in a relationship. And she wants, you know, and the way she's acting, I've learned, people who act like they don't want love or don't need it are the ones who need it the most.
The most, yeah.
And her and that old couple, they didn't come at her like stupid. Like she says that everyone's so dumb around her, that she's the smartest person. They came at her very genuine, very honest. And that would hit home for anybody.
Yeah.
So again, we finally figure out that Morgan's not a robot and she's not an android and she's not, you know, an alien.
And you know what? That made her my MVP of this episode because first I liked seeing a different side of her, but second, I'm starting to realize that she's the only one that really works.
She does.
No, her and the black dude, that's the bellhop.
Stephanie is good. Stephanie's good. She
gets
work done.
Yeah, but Morgan handles it. Like Morgan's like, you're here. We gotta set this up. We gotta set that up. Like Stephanie kind of tells Morgan what the event is and what's going on, and then Morgan just takes control. Like she doesn't need to be told. She doesn't need to be directed. And so I kind of like seeing that side because you know everyone kind of wonders what everyone's doing all day. So it's kind of nice. It seems like Morgan is kind of like even though she's the restaurant manager, she's kind of like the event director also. So
for sure.
She definitely handles business.
She definitely has to hold down the fort, or else no one else would. So I do have a little bit of news and gossip.
TV news.
Not super exciting, but ever since the Catalina aired, basically they've been playing encore episodes every Monday night. So the Catalina airs on Tuesday, and then the Monday before the new episode, they play an encore. But the CW just announced that they will be replacing those encore episodes with reruns of 90210 because they've only been getting not the best ratings on the Monday night episodes. I mean, they're not getting the best ratings in general, but last Monday, they only had 441,000 viewers watch the encore episode, which is not very good. So I guess I'm just kind of wondering if what this means. Is this like the first step of
foreshadowing cancellation?
Well, I mean, starting with this episode and maybe last week, it's just starting to like all come together and make sense. We're getting to know the characters. It's getting real, you know, they're letting their guards down a little bit. So I feel like hopefully, like David said with the Jersey Shore, it took about 5 episodes for everybody to catch on. And hopefully that will be the same situation because these guys are growing on me.
I know, they definitely are. But I mean, a lot of times networks don't have time to wait for them to grow on people.
I really don't compare the Catalina and the Jersey Shore. As a connoisseur of reality TV, thank you very much. I think that for a show of the standard of this show, there should have been more intense drama. The storyline should have been blah, and it should have just gained steam. We don't we shouldn't be finding out stuff now. We should know who the characters are. There should have been 3-ways, divorces, everything by the 4th episode.
But this is the CW.
No, what I'm saying though, but they can CW give this show the CW treatment and still have that much drama because the show, I mean, believe it or not, it's kind of weak. You know, like.
But it's just now starting to, you know, not be weak in my head.
And when I'm saying what would save the show is if they kicked it into high gear and said, okay, drama overload.
They gotta have more storylines.
Yeah.
And I think Karina is gonna be calling in for our predictions for next week again.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely.
She's on the line. Hey, girl, Karina.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi.
you're back.
I know. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, we lost you for a little bit.
So what can you tell us about what we could look forward to in predictions for next week?
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I think you're definitely gonna see that David getting drunk in the pool.
Shocker! AfterBuzz TV exclusive right there.
And you see his huge bruise that he's gonna get on his chest.
Ooh, his chest. What an appropriate place.
What is this bruise from?
The guy smacking him on the chest, the wrestler.
Oh, that wrestler guy.
Are we going to start to see a little bit more drama, like some crazy stuff happening, or what?
I hope so. I mean, we have the polo event that we host, and that was absolutely crazy. We got there late. Morgan was flipping out, and you know we were running up and down the stairs with food. So you know, after a stressful day, you definitely see us all tired and ready to go back to the hotel. And you know, some of us weren't just taking any type of direction. So you'll definitely see some Kris getting pissed and Stephanie getting mad, and you know, it's a little bit more drama there.
Hey, Karina, will there be like a season finale cliffhanger? Maybe like Kris with the K falls off a boat, a catamaran drinking, and you have to save him? Or, you know, is there anything that's going to be like jaw-dropping factor on the Catalina?
Well, I mean, I don't, like I said before, I don't know what they're going to show. I'm just like you guys. I'm seeing the episodes as they go. I mean, whatever we did, they might put it or they might not. So I really don't know. I wish I could tell you.
Do you think we'll see anything more between Stephanie and Duarte?
Oh, you'll be seeing a lot more.
Oh. Wait, Duarte?
Kris,
well, there's our exclusive of the night.
Else, but you'll definitely see more action.
That's awesome.
Everybody's going to be getting some action, hopefully.
I know.
including you.
And Vicky.
Hang on. So in this episode, I forgot to say, Nancy is like, when you guys have your little girls' party at the, I don't know where that
Book
was.
signing.
Yeah, at the book signing. She was saying how there's no good guys in Miami.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah. How do you feel?
Actually, we've been like, every time we're at the front desk, you know, we're the ones that get the first glimpse at a guy.
Yeah.
And we're like, come on, where are the cute guys? You know, we're constantly
That's
waiting
what we're
for
saying.
That's what we're saying.
That's what we're saying.
Where's the cute people, period?
I have no idea. I think they're hiding from us.
Because you just get these randoms. Oh wait, no, I take that back. There was the two cute blondes that were there tonight. That were
From Texas.
Was that one of the instances that annoyed you when you saw the blonde in the pool with David?
Yeah, of course. Because I mean, he's like flirting with me, and all of a sudden he's like giving his number away to random girls. Come on, like, show some respect. I'm right next to you.
right.
You're much cuter
tell
than
him,
that
girl.
other girl.
Yeah, she was.
Do you think David is ready? Is he mature enough to be in a relationship or give one girl his sole attention?
Probably not.
I would definitely consider.
Consider what?
You just have to consider being with him because I mean, like,
you want to be
just all over the
girlfriended?
place.
You said you would reconsider, or you're saying you would consider that David does have a good side, and you would consider being his girlfriend?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you want him?
I would definitely date him.
If he could just figure it out, right?
Yeah, I mean, if he can like commit to me and like a relationship, and instead of like giving his number away to everybody.
Oh,
You want forehead
it
kisses.
would be cool, but I don't know if he's actually willing to do that.
Maybe he's listening right now, and this is the start
Yeah.
of something beautiful.
David.
I know.
Karina wants your
Sleepless in
forehead
Seattle.
kisses.
Yeah, like a hint, hint, wink, wink.
Well, why don't you just tell him that?
I have. It's just that I don't think he can keep his penis inside his pants.
That's what I was going to say. And plus, in the environment you guys work in, and the party life of Miami, and just with everything, it's very. There's so many different deterrents and so many different distractions for a young guy and a young female to be in a relationship. I mean, if I was in a relationship and I was that age in Catalina, being as hot as I am, I would. Just kidding.
Well,
I would definitely go for it. You know.
I feel like this is the beginning of something big for all y'all. So
We will be watching.
Yes,
Well, you
for
know what
sure.
I mean, if, like Nancy said, if we're working together, it's very difficult to have
Yeah.
a relationship, you know,
Yeah.
because you need your space, you need your time, and working together is just, I guess it's exhausting. Like, you know, I'm trying to avoid it at all costs. So that's why I'm kind of like keeping it that way. I know how he is, and I don't want to get involved. So I just leave it at the flirting stage, you know, like, yeah, we're here, we're there, and then we go out, have a drink, and that's it. Like, I don't want to,
that's smart.
you know.
You're smart. Go, God, Karina.
Karina's got a good head on her shoulders.
Yes,
people.
you just keep impressing us again and again.
Well, like we
have to
said,
be
we
like
are
that.
Team Karina,
Team Karina.
and David.
Hashtag
I'm
Team
rooting
Karina.
for you. We're just Team
I
Karina.
don't know. I
We
don't know
really
about
like
Karina
you.
and David.
But just Team Karina in general, yeah.
Yeah.
You're definitely, boom,
We're fans.
still
You
after
Like
the
it better
approval.
than Kris and Nancy?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
Yay.
For
Chris
shizzle.
is nuts.
Chris with a K has some issues
Cankles.
with an I. And that too. Well, again, Karina, thank you so much
Thank
for
you
calling in.
so much.
Thank you.
We had such a blast talking to you. We'll be watching next Tuesday. Hopefully, we'll see a little bit more canoodling between you and Mr. Turetsky. And for all you viewers out there, keep the conversation going on Twitter. Tell us what you thought. Find me at I am Jessica King.
Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Big Jason J.
Thank
Carter.
you so
can
much
find,
for having me.
of course, Karina, and you
Yeah.
can also find me on Twitter at JDC Forever.
And
Where can
Karina,
we
where
find
can
you,
we
Karina?
find you?
Okay. Bye,
Hey.
guys.
Where
Hey,
can
girl.
we find you on Twitter?
What? What's that?
Where can we find you on Twitter?
It's Kari, Kari 185.
Awesome.
KARI 185. Okay.
Let her know what you guys think about the show. Tweet her, and you can tweet me at Carmela Mondello.
See you next Tuesday.
Bye, guys.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.